So whatever that means to you, if that means sprawled eagle, or maybe drawing the soles of the feet together in bound angle. Maybe soles of the feet come to the mat and your knees knock together. If you have any sensitivity in the low back, that may feel good. And then just allow yourself time to settle in here. And the eyelids can lower. And just bring yourself into this present moment. Bring your awareness to the temperature of the room that you're in, the air that touches your skin. Feel the support of the mat and the earth beneath you. And just notice the parts of your body that are touching the mat. Bringing your awareness to the physical body and how it feels. Any tension that you may be holding. And then bring your awareness to the emotional body and where your thoughts go. Notice the type of thoughts that you have when it's quiet, when you're still. And bring your awareness to your breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Deep breath in through the nose. Release through the nose. Last time. Fill up the lungs, breathe in, and let it all go. Make your way into happy baby. Bring the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, maybe grabbing onto your shins or your ankles, maybe the outer edges of your feet. Your ankles are stacked above your knees. And your shoulders are relaxed. You can remain here in stillness or maybe rock gently from side to side. And throughout the practice, see if you can focus on moving slowly, moving with your breath. No rush. Draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze, give yourself a nice tight hug here. And again, find stillness or rock from side to side. And then release the arms around your shins. Keep your knees at 90 degrees. Inhale, open your arms into a T or cactus. And then on your exhale, send the knees over to your right for a spinal twist. Just a gentle twist at the beginning of practice. It's okay if they don't touch the earth. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. And as you breathe out, send them to your left. Inhale, knees come back to center. One more time, squeeze the knees in. And then we'll roll over the tops of our feet and find ourselves in child's pose just for a moment. So don't get too comfortable unless you'd like to stay. You always have the option to stay in any pose or modify any pose that I offer to you. And then from your child's pose, we'll shift the hips back and up for downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, come up onto your tippy toes, and then exhale, lower the heels towards the mat. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower the heels. Last time, inhale, lift the heels, and exhale, lower. We'll gaze towards the top of our mat. Step or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift with a flat back, and exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into high plank. Find your foundation here so your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. Push forward on your toes so you're pushing your weight forward. Really push firmly through the palms of the hands. Round through the upper back. Lift your hips, belly button to spine. Breathe here. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. From here, we'll lower our knees, chest, and chin towards the mat. So your seat stays high. A little bit of a back bend here. Breathe in. And on your exhale, shift it back for child's pose. Inhale, send your weight forward. We'll move into swan pose. So your toes, big toes will touch together, coming towards the back of your head, gaze up. And then from here, send your feet back and shift your hips back and up for downward facing dog. Bring big toes in to touch. Inhale, lift the right leg high for three-legged dog. Exhale, open the hip, awkward dog. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the upper back. Draw the knee in as high as you can towards the belly. Inhale, send it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, thread right foot under left arm, fallen triangle. Left arm reaches high, send the hips up high. Option to ground the right foot or play with lifting and hovering right foot over the earth. Inhale, back to your three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the right foot between your hands. Left leg goes high, standing splits. Step left foot back. Right foot goes high, three-legged dog. Inhale here. And exhale, awkward dog. Open the hip. Option to stay here or shift your shoulders forward over your wrists and flip your dog, coming into wild thing. Breathe here. Coming back towards your mat the way that you came in. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Lower forearms towards the mat, moving into dolphin pose here. So your forearms can either be Roman candlesticks, or maybe you clasp your hands together and then walk your feet in, closer to your face, sending the hips up high, building strength in the shoulders. Push firmly through your forearms. Lift your head up off the mat and breathe. And from here, both hands come back towards the mat, downward facing dog. And then option to stay in downward facing dog or flow through a vinyasa here. So shifting forward into high plank on your inhale, lower down on your exhale. Heart goes forward, inhale. Hips go back, exhale. Inhale here, left leg lifts. Three-legged dog. Open the hip, awkward dog. Inhale, send it straight and long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Send it back on your inhale. Knee to nose. Exhale. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Breathe out, fallen triangle, other side. Right hand reaches tall, option to keep the left foot grounded or come to a hover. A little bit more oblique work here. And then we'll make our way back to three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, awkward dog. Option to stay here or shift the shoulders forward over the wrists and then flip your dog. Coming into wild thing. Breathe here. Breathe out. Coming back towards the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale here. And then exhale, lower the forearms, find your dolphin pose. So I'm gonna tie my shirt so it actually stays down while you guys are in dolphin. Working on your upper body strength. Breathe in and breathe out. Palms come back towards the mat, downward facing dog. And then option to stay here, flow through your vinyasa. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift the right leg for three-legged dog. Exhale, open the hip, awkward dog. Inhale, send it back, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Plant the foot between your hands, coming into runner's lunge here. So your right knee is stacked over right ankle. See if you can drop the left hip down. Inhale here. And exhale. If there's any tightness here, if this is difficult for you, I'm coming up onto my fingertips. Maybe you can place your palms flat. Maybe use blocks here. So you bring the earth closer to you. And you can still keep and maintain the form here. So option to stay here in your runner's lunge, getting a nice hip opener here. Or you can take it with a flow and move with your breath. So inhale, you send your hips forward, your gaze is up. And your exhale, coming into pyramid pose, so front leg straightens. And your torso drops over the front shin. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, shifting forward. And exhale, straighten. One more time, if you're choosing to move. This is feeling really good on my hamstring. I needed this today. Exhale into pyramid. If you had your blocks, move them out of the way. Plant your hands, swing the right leg back into your high plank, and then option to flow through a vinyasa here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises, three-legged dog. Exhale, open the hip, awkward dog. Inhale, send it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it high. Exhale, draw knee to nose. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Plant your left foot between your hands. You're in runner's lunge. Use your blocks if you need them. And then we'll just open up on the right side here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Option to stay here or again, flow with your breath. Inhale, send your heart forward, gazes up. Exhale, front leg straightens, pyramid. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, shift back. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, shift it back. Stay here for a moment. Reap all the benefits of this stretch. Notice your tendency to either try too hard or not try hard enough. And then see if that translates off the mat for you too. Option to come back into your high plank and then flow through another vinyasa if you like, or we'll meet in chaturanga down to our bellies. So if you flew through your vinyasa, lower down all the way to your belly. Move my blocks out of the way. We'll come into an extended cobra here. So we'll bring our hands outside our mat, coming up onto our fingertips or cupcake hands, and rest your forehead down towards the mat. On your inhale, lift the torso and head, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Next time, see if you can lift a little bit higher. Breathe in. Stay here. And we'll dip our left shoulder down towards the mat, gazing over our right elbow. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, dip right shoulder, gaze over left. One more time, each direction. Inhale to center. Exhale, dip left shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dip right. Inhale, back to center. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the toes, push up to high plank. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath here. 1 and 2. From here, we'll come onto our knees, standing on your knees, moving into a camel pose here, so a little bit more of a back bend. I'll show some modifications with use of blocks. So standing on your knees, your hips are stacked on top of your knees. And then we'll bring the palms of our hands to our low back, fingers pointing down. Draw your elbows into midline. Bring them into midline here. And then begin to shift your hips forward and lean back. So maybe this is your camel pose here. You're perfectly fine to stay here. If you feel like you have more flexibility or you want to try a little bit more, you can either begin to walk your hands back and maybe land your hands on top of your ankles. It's a little bit easier for me if I tuck my toes, so it brings my ankles a little bit closer to me. And if that's too difficult, that's where you can use your blocks or water bottles or books and fall back on those instead. So as you lean back, you're pushing your hips forward, you're sending your heart up towards the sky. Maybe you gaze up at the ceiling. Maybe you can release your neck and gaze behind you. Wherever you land, find a place where you can easily breathe and you're not straining. You never have to stay in a pose, so find a place where you're comfortable. And then from there, we'll shift into embryo pose. So just like child's, except our hands go back towards our feet. So a counter pose here to balance out our back bend. Forehead rests on your mat. Tap back into your physical body. Notice any new sensations after our movement and our stretches. And tap back into your emotional body. Where are your thoughts? From here, make your way up into a seated position. We'll move into double pigeon, some hip opening. So I'll show some options for that as well. So for double pigeon, we'll stack our right ankle on top of left knee and right knee on top of left ankle. So if you find that that's difficult for you, you definitely don't want your right side of the left knee. You want that ankle on top so everything is stacked and in alignment. If that's difficult, you can extend the bottom leg out straight and then just cross right ankle over left knee this way. Or again, you can use your blocks or your pillows that you may have at home, and maybe it's easier for you to stack it like this. So however you're able to find that, sit up tall, create length in the spine, flex your feet. If that doesn't feel like anything to you and you need a little bit more, you can slowly begin to crawl your hands forward, keeping a flat back. And if that's too much, crawl back. And then from here, extend, if you didn't already have it, extend the left leg out long and cross right foot over. So right foot comes to the mat on the side of your left knee here. Reach your arms up tall. Inhale. And then exhale, find a twist. So left elbow outside right knee. And then release. And we'll move into double pigeon on the other side. So for me, it's left foot on top this time. Find your modification if you need it. Sitting up tall, relax the shoulders, breathe in. Option to crawl the hands forward for more intensity. And then extend the right leg long, left foot crosses over right. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, twist to your left. Gently release. I'll turn back around from here. And then option to go ahead and find your Shavasana if you would like for our final pose of the practice. You do have about a minute if you'd like to do an inversion. You can try it if it's new, or like I said, find Shavasana or Happy Baby or whatever you prefer. So this is waterfall or legs up a wall here. I'm just sitting my soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. And then option to have hands down on either side of your body, or maybe reach the arms up towards the ceiling as well. And then just hold it here if you choose, about a minute. Just sending circulation in the opposite direction. You spend a lot of time on your feet, standing or sitting, helping our blood flow here. Can help with digestion. It can help with menstrual cramps. And it's just overall a calming sense. Lowers the blood pressure, lowers the heart rate. They actually recommend that we do this daily. Best right before bed for a good night's sleep. So if you start feeling some tingling in the limbs, that's good, it's working. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and release everything down into your resting pose. Allow your eyes to stay closed. Release everything onto your mat. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. Our physical postures are complete. After we do our movement and our stretching, our minds are prepared for meditation. Take a deep breath in. Part your lips, let it go. Stretch your arms and legs in opposite directions. Make the longest version of yourself. And release. Make your way to your favorite side. Coming into fetal position. Cradle the head on top of your arm. And slowly making your way up to a seated position. Option to keep your eyes closed. Draw your hands into heart center. Gently bow the forehead towards your fingertips, a symbol of gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up today. Thank you for coming. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.